All right, here
Good
we go,
morning.
everybody.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lone Officer Breakfast Club. It's a Friday. Yay, Friday, whatever you want to say there. Friday. We're going to have a pleasant weekend out here in Northern California. I think we're going to be in the mid 70s through the weekend. There's no better weather than the mid 70s, man. There just is not, you know. I think everybody would agree with me. Let us know where you guys are right now. Tell us what your weather is and what the forecast looks like. And you know what? Tell us what you might do this weekend. You working? You playing? What do you got going on this weekend, man? Better yet, we're going to talk about what we do today. Huh?
Yeah.
It's Mother's Day this weekend.
That's right. It is Mother's Day. So, you know, curious what you guys might do for Mother's Day. We're having the kids over. We're having my mom over, my stepmom, you know. And then my daughter's boyfriend said, "Yeah." He said, "Yo, can I bring my mom too?" We're like, "Well, sure. You know, sure. Bring your mom. That's all good. You know." So burgers, dogs, and I'm gonna smoke a couple of tri-tips, Chris.
Ooh, now
Oh,
you
nice.
got my attention.
Now, I am in
Oh,
California.
man.
Smoking tri-tips doesn't mean anything weird. It means literally smoking a tri-tip. That's what it means. Yeah. So I don't no confusion for anybody that's listening right now. Ryan Whitfield got it. He gets it. Yeah. So cool, man. Well,
Dude.
you know, we're gonna get blown away, of course, by Chris Johnstone this morning, as we always do. And he's in an airport right now, heading back from the Freedom Club. So before we go out and you know, grab a couple of wins to get the juices flowing, Chris, I just wanted to spotlight you and just, you know, you're at the airport. You were coming back from the Freedom Club event. You did your piece at the Freedom Club event. So I was just wondering before we kind of, you know, get moving a little bit, how'd that go? What's going on at the Freedom Club event? You know, how was your session? You know, that kind of thing.
The Freedom Club event was incredible. It was absolutely amazing.
Hmm.
So Steve and Carl are running day 2 today, but day 1 yesterday, man, Carl and Steve did the start, stop, and continue exercise
Hmm.
where everybody and it was so good. They actually went through and everybody picked one thing they were going to start doing, like the one thing that has the most
Yeah.
impact in the mortgage business, one thing they're going to stop doing that isn't serving them, and then
Hmm.
one thing that they're going to do even better, and then went around the room and everybody shared what their thing was. And the knowledge transfer, because they're all like top producers, and so the knowledge transfer was just incredible. But then what it evolved into is like, okay, here's the problem that I'm going to have in starting the thing, or here's my one big problem. And everybody goes around the room and helps solve the problems. It was just, when you get that group of people and that energy together, it is just fantastic. So day 1 was absolutely awesome. I'm, you know, sad to be heading home, but it's Mother's Day this weekend, and I'm heading back to the mom and kids. So I ducked out a day early, and then we did, you know, 3 hours of basically like hardcore AI integration in
Yeah.
the afternoon with me. So I thought it was absolutely fantastic. So if you ever get an opportunity, to everybody here, to attend one of those Freedom Club events or be a part of the Alliance and sneak into one of those events, highly recommended to spend 2 days in a room working on your business, because it's a ton of fun.
Yeah. That's what I was t saying that to Carl. I think it was earlier this week, but I was telling him, you know, the thing that I love about Carl's coaching program, the mortgage market analyst coaching program, is it does get down to nuts and bolts. You know,
Yeah.
it's not just, of course, we you know, there's motivation, there's get our head straight, there's, you know, we have to think clearly, but a lot of things. How do I say this? I don't want to. So now there's a lot of things that we can be a part of and things that we can attend that just solely focus on that,
Yep.
right? And nothing wrong with that. It's very helpful to have our head straight. You know, we just had Jim Kyles on, right? Just
Oh yeah.
wonderful. We're getting our head straight, right? But once the head is straight, we need that nuts and bolts. Okay, well, what do I do today? You know, like what's the task? You know, today, and who do I call? What do I say? And how do I handle an objection? And what's the plan? And That's why I really appreciate the animals coaching program, and I've always admired Carl's coaching because of that.
Oh
Because
yeah.
having been at this for 38 years, having done several coaching programs, right? Carl's has always been the one that's been at the top for me because he gives us the practical things to get going on every single day. So I could imagine that the start stop thing was really, really cool, like you said, to have people say what they're going to start or stop, and then, well, what does that mean? If I'm going to start something, how does that impact me? What do I have to change for that to happen? Or if I'm going to stop something, that means something will probably change as well. How do we deal with the change, and to go around the room with those big brains to help everybody kind of sort through that? That must have been really epic. Must have been
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, incredible mind share. And so, what do you think, man? Should we do a win? Should we do a win before
yes,
we
and
Wait,
Chris,
I got somebody we got to call out because John Insco already put his win in the chat.
all right, bring him up. Let's
it.
go. Where are you at, John? Let's go. Let's go.
There he is. My man.
Unmute and share your win, John.
Yeah, where are you at, buddy?
So
Can
I
you
got
unmute?
3 rounds yesterday, and I'm going to put them all in the system over the weekend.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Congratulations, my friend. That's a fantastic win. So let's go deeper. Let's go a little deeper. So 3 loans. You got 3 loans in, so they're in contract. Is that what you're saying, or?
Well, no. One is a remodel.
Okay, refi.
One is an equity line.
Okay.
And the other one is a flip and slide loan, whatever.
Fix and flip.
I like flip and slide better. Can we change the name?
We could totally market that.
There we go. Specializing in slip and slide funding for all of your investor needs. Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man, because those are like real deals right here, right now. So that's always fun. Yeah. Yeah. Excellent, man. And so let's hang around, because I can see Allison Foy is cheering you on right now. She's literally, you see her there? She's cheering you on. She's very excited about what has happened here. But I think she, just like the rest of us, want to know, like, there she is, cheering you on, John. Congratulations. She's totally happy for you. Hey, where'd they come from? How'd you get them? What was it?
One was a past customer, and 2 came from realtors.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. So so like firing on all cylinders, man.
Yeah.
On
the past database.
Yeah. Amazing how that works, huh? Good
That's
stuff,
awesome.
man. Thanks,
Way to go, John. Congratulations,
stuff,
brother.
Super cool. Super cool. Let's get one more. And why don't we hey, Golf, can you unmute? I'm not going to try the last name. I'm screwed up. I don't care. But I want you to say it, Golf. How do you say it?
Pouponage, like great poupon.
Ah, Pouponage. What persuasion is that? Where are you from?
Oh, Thailand.
Ah, Thailand. Okay, cool, man. Cool.
Nice.
Well, so here's the thing, Golf. This is going to be fun. You can either win or pick. Okay. So you could share a win of your own if you want, or if you feel like, I don't really want to do that, I want to pick someone else, you could pick someone else. So what would you like to do? Win or pick?
Oh, win.
You want to do win? Okay,
Yeah,
great. Congratulations. You're going to go for the win. That's great, because there's probably a prize in it for you. All right, give us the win, Golf.
I decided to sign up for Chris Johnstone's concierge service.
Oh, congratulate, dude. You're going to love it.
Okay, wait, we need to unpack that one a little bit. What calls? I want to know why you signed up for it, and what calls are you going to have the concierge make?
I think we're gonna basically call the past database first.
Yep.
To kind of adding fuel to the fire a little bit.
Get those database calls.
Yeah. How many people you got in the database?
6,000.
Well, I mean, what are they gonna do after they call them? That's what I'm asking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what's next?
Yeah, that'll be a week. Then what? Yeah, no kidding, dude. That's awesome. That's a huge list. To get that team on there, you're going to be very, very pleased. The concierge helps me out. Cheyenne is my gal. She's extremely good. Gets me great appointments. The nice thing about it too, golf that you'll experience is the what I'm finding because she's calling real estate agents for me is that oh no, and she's calling investors too. Is that they show up for the appointment, right? They
She's
show up.
here. I had to
There she
spotlight her.
is. Cheyenne is with us. Hello. My girl right there getting me appointments, man. Yeah, they show up, and they're expecting the call, which is a big deal. That's a big deal. And they go really well. Just before I went on vacation, she reached out to me and said, "Hey, did so and so show up?" That's the other thing too. They check in on you, golf, to see did they show up. Did the person show up? And if they didn't, they go back and get them back on the book, right? But there was, I think it was the week before I went on vacation. She said, "Hey, did this guy show up?" I go, "Yeah, not only did he show up, he on the spot gave me a deal on the spot. And then the borrower happened to call him while I was talking to him on this deal. And he says, "Oh, the guy's right here. Can I bring him in?" So then I had a conference call with the agent and the buyer of this nineplex that the guy wanted to buy, right? And, all from Cheyenne, from just making the call and setting the appointment. So good stuff, man. Congratulations,
awesome.
brother. You're going to do great. You're going to do
Welcome,
great.
brother. Welcome.
All
Thank
right.
you. Looking forward to it.
You know what
So-
it is, Frank? Sorry, just to hop in on it, but it's the daily success plan. It's the daily success plan. It's call stars, but it's scaled. When you get to a point with when you have 6,000 past customers, you need some scale, you need some help. That's what it's all about, because it's just doing the fundamentals, and everybody can do the fundamentals themselves. And when you're ready for a little bit of help, that's all it is, the next level. So golf, we're super thrilled and cool. Thank you. Welcome.
Yeah. There's that confidence too of knowing that, somebody's making some calls for me. I'm doing my thing, I do my calls, but I'm working, I'm structuring deals, but in the background, I've still got somebody making some calls for me.
Yep.
So yeah, it's really, really cool. All right. So we do have to get moving, but Yewande, you've got your hand up real quick. Go for it. Oh, wait, golf. Do you have a t-shirt? I know you do. I've given you a t-shirt.
I've never received one. I've won.
Oh, well, congratulations. You're now going to receive the t-shirt that you've been promised, my friend. Excellent stuff. All right, Jen will take
somewhere
care of
out there, Frank, there's a very happy postal worker.
That's right. All right, Yewande, let's get you, and then we'll jump over to Chris. What you got?
And thanks for taking my call. And I love the idea of the concierge. I think it's a brilliant strategy to scale, especially for an activity that is not most people's favorite, making calls. But one thing that I do struggle with is using that service to make calls to my past clients. I mean, I see a lot of benefit in doing that, but they don't have the rapport, they don't have the relationship, they don't have the history like I have. So I'm wondering, how do you use a concierge to make calls to past clients that you have relationships with?
So I would say, Kristen, I want you to share the Dr. Butler story.
Oh boy, I got to share the whole story.
Well,
all right, so
you can condense it.
I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. So Carl was having, I think, dinner with his wife Maria, and she had said she had some dental work done, and she had said, "Oh, Dr. Butler called to, she had got a phone call, and she said, 'Oh, it was Dr. Butler. He called to check in on me,'" and he was like, "Wow, that's amazing. Like he called you to check in on you?" She said, "Yeah. Well, he didn't call, like so-and-so from the office called," but in her brain, and I'm really Cliff Notes versioning it here, but in her brain, it felt like Dr. Butler had called her to check in on her because the person making the call, his assistant, used this script like, "Hey, it's Kristen from ABC Dentist. Dr. Butler asked me to call to check in on you to see how you're doing post your procedure." And so for her, it really felt like Dr. Butler was standing there saying, "Hey, can you please call this person and check in?" And I think, Yewande, that's such a great point, because in our head, we tell ourselves, and 6,000 like golf is dealing with, that's a full-time job in and of itself. And for most people, that work is just not getting done, or not getting done consistently, because that is a full-time job. So if you have somebody else who's using the right script to make the call with intentionality, the conversion that you're going to get out of that is going to be exponentially greater than you not making the calls, which is in reality what tends to happen.
Exactly. Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Yeah. If you're getting value from this already, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more loan officers find content that actually makes a difference. And hey, if staying ahead of the market and learning what's really working in our industry matters to you, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We read every comment, so drop your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear from you and know what's working or what you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you here next time. All right, great stuff. Thanks, Yuande. All right, let's get to Chris Johnstone and the AI freak out moment.
All right, y'all. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Frank, let's have some fun. And Kristen, thank you for sharing that. That was awesome.
You got it.
Okay, everybody. So we're going to nerd out on some AI, and this ties in perfectly to the conversation that we've just organically been having this morning on how to get more deals from your past customers, how to get more deals from your database. And so we all know that offers minus no's equals money. The more offers that you can give to your database, the more often you can reach out. And the more often you reach out, the more often you're able to ask for referrals. And a lot of people think, well, hey, I don't call my database because rates are high right now. I can't get refis. Why call the database? When in reality, your database marketing is more about getting referrals from your past customers. That's where the majority of the business comes from, right? So the more times we can reach out to that database, the more value that we can provide, the more deals we're going to get. I'm clearing out the lounge behind me. I don't know if y'all saw that, but
Yeah.
that's all. So anyways, we're going to put together an offer, and we're going to use a custom GPT to provide an AI assistant that's branded to you. So it's built by you, branded by you. And when people use it for financial questions, like, hey, how do I improve my credit? How do I save more money every month? How do I see if paying off my credit card debt with a refinance makes sense? Whenever they have those questions, it recommends your business and refers back to you. It will actually ask for referrals. And so in roughly the time that we have left, I'm going to show you how to create one of these things and then how it gets sent out to the database. Does that sound like a good plan, Mike?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool. So I'm going to share my screen here and I'll show you what this looks like. So here we are. There we go. Okay, so what you're looking at here is the loan officer CRM. So we have this, the very first launch that we have inside the CRM is for the database. So all this does is you take your database, you load it into the CRM, you apply a tag to all of your past customers, it loads them into this workflow, creates an opportunity so you can track them, adds them to a custom audience on Facebook so that you can show them ads. And then down here, it starts sending them emails. Well, this email copy right here says, hi, contact first name. I just built a brand new free AI tool to help you with your money. You can use it to manage your finances, save more money every month, improve your credit score, analyze all your credit to see where you can save even more money. It can even help you explore if a refinance makes sense or what payments would look like on another home. Simply use one of the preset prompts or ask it any questions you have, and it has the answers for you. You can even talk to it. Here's the link to try it out. I'd love your feedback. Let me know what you think of it. Also, if you have any friends, family members, or coworkers looking to buy, sell, or refinance, can I count on you to connect us on a two-way text? Signature goes here, and then we ask for the 5-star review on Google. So what happens when somebody clicks that link and checks out your new AI assistant? Well, they go to a custom GPT. So this is the actual custom GPT that I'm going to show you how to build today. And we're going to give away the prompt to everybody here. So we've named it the More Monthly Money Assistant. And this is, you can see it's built here by Connection Inc. But your name and your mortgage brand is going to be there because because you're going to create this custom GPT yourself for your mortgage business. And you can see it's got these preset prompts. So how can I reduce my monthly expenses? Is refinancing a good option? What's the best way to pay off my credit card debt? How do I start building an emergency fund? But people can literally click the link in that email, come to this assistant, click the voice mode down here and talk to this thing and ask it any questions that they have about personal finance, debt reduction, everything. Think of it like an executive money assistant that sits in their pocket. They can access it on the ChatGPT app on their phone, or they can just click the link and access this thing at any time that they have questions about finances. So if I click on how can I reduce my monthly expenses, it starts a conversation, and ChatGPT goes out, searches the internet using the parameters that we've given it to come back and have a conversation with these people. And the responses are incredibly good. Like, we spend a lot of time playing with these tools and the responses are amazing. So create a budget, cut unnecessary subscriptions, negotiate your bills. And you can see it's pulling the best tips from YouTube and all the financial advice that's out there on the internet, super well condensed, and they can ask it about anything that's personal finance related. So Frank, so far, does this make sense?
Well, it not only makes sense, but just even having that GPT customized for me, it's like I can make use of that link not only in the emails and the CRM, but I can make use of that link in so many different ways, like a gazillion different ways. I think it's brilliant.
And once you have the concept and you understand that you can create custom GPTs for almost any scenario in your mortgage business, but program it so that it recommends you and it asks for referrals for you, you can create these for your real estate agents and use them as a hook to go get new agent relationships. You can use a custom GPT for all these things. So I think this next part where I show you how to build one will kind of have some aha moments of the true power of this. And at the event yesterday for the Freedom Club, we went through this in depth and actually gave away prompts for different custom GPTs or AI assistants that you can build. So what I've done here is I've got this prompt document. And if you go to loanofficerbrand.com, so loanofficerbrand.com, and you opt in, we're actually going to send out a link this afternoon, and it's going to have a link to this prompt. So you can come on here, and it's called the Mortgage and Money Assistant by, and then you put your name on it. That way ChatGPT will build it for you. So you put your name there, and then it has a role. Be a mortgage and money assistant by your name here. You're working as part of a loan officer business to help educate consumers and past clients and get them to send referrals, book appointments for a free financing analysis. Be friendly, knowledgeable. We give it all the instructions. I've pre-built this whole thing for you, right? Down here under loan officer information, fill out all of your contact information. The reason why is as people share this with friends, family members, coworkers, like as soon as people interact with this thing, the value of it, it becomes referable. They're like, dude, you have got to check out this thing that my loan officer sent me. This thing is amazing. I can ask it anything. Well, you want your information programmed into the AI so that it recommends you. In order to do that, all you do is fill this section out with your name, your NMLS number, your phone, email, website, all of that. Then key areas of expertise: home buyer guidance, refinance and home equity strategies, personal finance, pre-approval and qualification, and property ownership and wealth building. So those are like the main topics that this thing is going to be an expert on. Interaction guidelines, all based on what we've learned over the last year on how to get AI to talk to people so it doesn't sound like AI, it sounds like a person. And then conversion, it basically tells it how to refer to you. You'll notice down here, I've got big bold, put in your name, put in your phone number, put in your email address so it can actually refer you. So all you do is you take this document that I've created for you and you grab this and you copy it. And again, we're going to send you this prompt. If you opt in on loanofficerbrand.com, you're going to get an email from us this afternoon that has this. Then you head on over to ChatGPT, and there's this menu on the left-hand side. Now, Frank, one thing to know, you have to be on the $20 a month plan in order to create one of these custom GPTs. In my opinion, I'm not a salesperson for OpenAI. That's the easiest $20 a month that you can spend if you're actually going to send this tool out to your database and you're actually going to use it. If you're just going to play around with it, it's not going to make money for you. But if you actually leverage it as a tool to send this out and then make follow-up calls and show up on the daily, follow the daily success plan, show up on call starts, make your calls. And the reason for calling is the fact that you've built this custom GPT for them. Then $20 a month is the greatest investment ever to be able to create this tool. So down here on the left-hand side, it says Explore GPTs. So I'm going to click on there. And then up here in the top right-hand corner, it's going to say Create. So I'm going to create a GPT. Now, this looks like a complicated menu where I'm going to have to do a bunch of typing and stuff. Nope. We're just going to click this button up here that says Create. And look, it's turned it into ChatGPT for us. And then I'm going to go down here to this section right here, and all I'm going to do is hit Command V, and I'm going to paste the document that I just grabbed from here. So that copy that I just took from the Google document, I've now pasted it in here, and I'm going to hit Enter. So this prompt is pre-programmed to teach the AI how to create this money-saving assistant for you and your business. And you can see down here, it's going to work. So now it's saying, let's choose a name. I suggest Mortgage Guide Assistant. Well, I don't want that. I want it to be named this. So call it the Mortgage and Money Assistant by Chris Johnstone. Great. Next, I'll generate a profile picture for the Mortgage and Money Assistant by Chris Johnstone. Give me just a moment. Okay, ChatGPT, go hire a graphics designer, go back and forth with what it's going to look like, and voila, we've got a profile picture. So make it more corporate and just have a symbol. I didn't have to do that part, but I wanted you to see how easy it is to interact with this thing and build it, because I'm literally just having a conversation back and forth with the AI and what I like and I don't like. And I actually like that. Do you like it, or would you like any more adjustments? I can change the color, I can change the branding, whatever I want. Awesome. Looks good. Be compliant. So perfect. Now let's continue refining the Mortgage and Money Assistant by Chris Johnstone, which should be emphasized and voided in responses. I'm going to tell it be compliant because it already has the knowledge base and everything that it needs inside the prompt. Frank, are you doing okay?
Oh yeah. No, I love this stuff. This is the greatest stuff ever. Cool. I've built a handful of these things, and I just, once you get them dialed in, they're just so great.
Ask for, and see what it's doing. It's teaching me how to build it by just asking me questions. So it said, got it. This will always be compliant. Next, how would you like to handle unclear questions? Should it ask for clarification, or should it try and give the best helpful answer? Yes, ask for clarification politely. Be casual. So it's asking me now for tone. And it's going ahead, and literally in the background, you don't get to see it, but it's writing code. It's literally building an application for you. Nope. So excellent. Go ahead and try it as a preview, see how it works. Would you like me to refine anything? Nope, we're done. Perfect. Let me know if you want to make any changes. And then watch this, Frank. When I go back to configure, all those crazy settings and everything, it's all done. The whole thing's built, ready to go. Now, one thing that I want to point out is these conversation starters, it wrote the questions to prompt people to start using the GPT, and it has a knowledge base section. So if you want to upload the guidelines for your different lending products, let's say you're doing fix and flip, or you're doing private money loans, and you want this thing to be able to answer questions about private money or any other options that you have, you can just upload all the underwriting files that you have right here, and it knows and understands that information. Then down here, you give it the ability to search the internet. Canvas, you don't need that because that's for coding, but 4.0 image generation, people can actually use it to create images. If you leave that turned on, I'm going to turn that off because we want this to be a text-based platform. And then up here in the top right-hand corner, I click create. Anyone with the link should be able to access it. We're not going to put it in the GPT store, which is something we're going to talk about next week when we talk about how to rank inside of ChatGPT searches, but that's for next week. Right now, we're just going to do anyone with the link. We're going to click save, and voila. You have just built a custom GPT, and this link right here can be shared with anyone that can now view it and interact with the Mortgage and Money Assistant by Chris Johnstone, by your company on ChatGPT. There's the questions to pre-prompt it. Somebody goes to that link, it's going to open ChatGPT with your custom AI built right inside the experience. And there's this concept that we went through, the 4-7-11. We don't have time to get into it right now, but the more time that somebody spends with your brand, the more likely they are to refer you. The more value that you deliver in a relationship over time, the more likely that person is to come back and do business with you, or to do business with you the first time. People will spend hours inside of this custom GPT when they're looking to purchase a home. Think about first-time home buyers. 36% of all homes out there in the marketplace, first-time home buyers. What if you had a first-time home buyer custom GPT that you could send out to your real estate agents and say, hey, when you have a first-time home buyer that you come in contact with, send them this link. It's a first-time home buying AI assistant they can have in their pocket to ask any questions that they have about it. And anytime they ask a question about financing, it recommends your mortgage business, right? There's so many different ways to leverage this technology and put this out there. And I wanted to give you the ability to create your first one and send it out to your database to get the wheels moving on you being an AI powered loan officer. So that's what I've got for you today. And that is the Friday version of the Breakfast Club. What do you think? How'd we do? Was that okay?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was great, man. And so if we go to
I got you. It's loanofficerbrand.com.
.com. So we go there, we fill out the information, hit go, and that's going to give us that prompt.
Yes, and that's going to come out this afternoon, and it's just
Okay,
going to be a
so
link to a
it'll be
Google
sent
Doc.
out. Okay.
Yep.
Man, that's so great. The cool thing too is I thought of is the you could do this for first time home buyers, you could do it for investor, you could do it for all the pillars that you know that bring us business, or those business pillars, right? And the ones that are co-agent branded, you could have that custom prompt, so you can make a link for each individual agent as well, right? So you could have Sally's first time home buyer GPT, Bob's first time home buyer GPT. So then Bob, you can give it to Bob and go, hey Bob, use this, man, get this out, market it. Say, hey, this first time home buyer, this will teach you anything, everything, answer all of your questions. It's all branded to you, all branded to Bob. I think Bob would appreciate that. I think Bob would be like, this is cool. Yeah, it sure is, isn't it? You know, get it out there, Bob. Get it to your database. I mean, do you have one of those, Chris?
So, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. We love
Let's
Bob.
let's get to Victoria and Brad. Victoria.
I just have a quick question. At the beginning, Chris, when you started to put your name in and all of that other good stuff, and then you did the copy and paste, you copied and pasted steps 1 through 3. Why did you not copy and paste step 4?
So that is part of a larger document that is that includes other prompts along with it. So I just took the section that you're going to be using today, and that's why we're sending the email out this afternoon. It's so that we have just what we went through on Breakfast Club this morning, so that it's quick and easy for you to implement. I didn't want to because there's a couple of scripts that we have in that document that we shared for the Freedom Club. So I'm just going to give you that snippet of it so it's quick and easy for you to implement. Great question.
Hey, Chris, and I got you, Brad. Hang tight. But Elena is asking, and I'm going to tag on to this question. Do you recommend putting the link on social media? I personally, I'd be like, yeah. But here's my question. Like if I create a blog post, right, I can give it a social media image so that when I paste the blog post, there's an image that pops up. So it's not just a link; it's got something behind it. Can we do that with a Chat GPT link? Does it have like in the details where you broke it down, a spot to give it an image, a social media image, or no?
So yes, you can, but I don't recommend posting the link to the custom GPT on social.
How come?
What I recommend is posting the link to an opt-in form where people can put in their name, their email address, and their phone number to get the custom GPT. Because anybody on social, you don't want them to be able to access the tool without you having their contact information, because that's how you follow up. So you use the Loan Officer CRM to create a form.
Yeah.
You put the form on social media and say, hey, if you want my AI assistant, here's where you go get it. People fill out their name, their phone number, and their email. Then it puts them into an automatic follow-up sequence. It starts sending out messages. If people respond back, the AI has the conversation with them, qualifies them as a lead, and then books them as an appointment.
Ah, yes. Wonderful. Good thinking, Chris. All right, Brad, what you got?
So, Chris, just to make sure that I got this right, the first part was that we've got the launch number 1, which you said is set up to go to our database, so our past client database. Yep. Now you just gave us this prompt that creates this page, if you will, right? And you're suggesting that we put that link that is created after we've created that page into the email campaign that goes out to the past clients, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then, as I think Frank was trying to say, you could do another prompt that says, we're going to teach you about first-time home buyers or whatever, and that's going to create a different link. And you could take that link and put that out to different, whatever database you want it to go to. So you're teaching us how to create these interactive pages, if I got it right, and use those to generate business. Is that what you're trying to do with this?
Yes.
Now, so how close to the prompt that you're going to give us can we use to go to do a different offer?
So great question. The structure is the same. Role, goal,
of the prompt,
information.
the structure of the prompt. Yeah.
That's
okay.
Right. But the content is 100% unique for every use case. Prompt engineering, I believe, is one of the most valuable skills moving into the new economy.
Totally.
And reading how I write my prompts is actually a class in how to interact with artificial intelligence and get the best out of it, because we're constantly learning and constantly reworking our prompts to see what comes out of the AI. So Brad, the structure is perfect, but the content really takes
is going to change. Frank, you say you've done these a couple times. Have you sent them out and gotten any response?
Oh no, I do them for myself personally, Brad. So like if I need help with repetitive tasks that I do all the time, I'll go in and create a custom GPT that just helps me do that. For a great example, at the end of Breakfast Club, I do since we're posting on YouTube now, and Breakfast Club is going out in the emails for the replays for the daily emails that we send out, I created a LOBC recap writer. And so I, through the prompt, told it, hey, I'm going to upload the transcript of Breakfast Club to you every day. Give me a YouTube description based on all the right things you should do for a YouTube description, and give me an email summary that's going to drop into an email the next day. And I tweaked it just a teensy bit. It only took me about 10 minutes to get it created. But now,
rather than you composing it from
I don't
scratch
have
yourself,
to. I
right?
literally just upload the I literally go into it, Brad, and go, ready? I even told it, I'm going to ask you, ready? And then you're going to say to me, yeah, upload the transcript and do it. And so now I go, ready? It goes, yep, give me the transcript. And so I just upload it, push go, and it goes, blop, here it is. And it's 9.99 times out of 10. It's perfect. It's
Right.
just
And
perfect.
Chris, one last part of that. So when you were in the prompt, and you were saying you didn't like that image, for example, you wanted it to change the image. By you typing that in immediately, you didn't screw up the flow of the prompt. It noticed that you were still working with the initial prompt and you were adjusting it as you went along, right? So you don't have to let it do its whole thing and then go back and say, I want to edit this, I want to edit that, I want to do this and that. You were editing it as it went along, right? And it won't screw up the prompt. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. But I'll note too, Brad, that in the event that you do it and then you're working with your GPT and you notice something just isn't right, you can go back to it and edit it and talk to it and say, hey, I noticed this is what's happening. Can you fix it and do this instead? And we'll say, yep, I'll fix it. And then when you
Well,
go back,
that's what I thought I had to do. I always thought I had to wait till the whole thing was done, review it, decide if that's what I want to use, and then go back and do the edits. But Chris was doing the edits as the prompt was building the thing.
Yeah.
And I just
Yeah.
that one just seemed a little like I wasn't sure if that you could do that. That's all.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Right on, Brad. All right, Vicky Lasher, and then we're going to get out of here. Take us home.
Hey, Chris, is this the same one that we built back in February, or is it a bigger, better, better?
This is the one that we built in February on the loan officer launch. So you're good.
Thanks.
Awesome.
And one last thing before we go, Chris, is this what you're going to cover on Build It with Chris today? Are you going to go deeper?
No, Alexa is actually running Build It with Chris today, our resident expert. And she's honestly, Alexa, what do we have in store for Build It with Chris today?
Think we'll be going through one of the workflows in the loan officer launch. So I'll probably be diving into launch 3, the workflow reaching out to qualified agents.
Nice. That's awesome.
One of my best pals.
I'll be there. That's the one I'm working on right now.
Fantastic, Brad. We'll see you there.
Yeah. So Build It with Chris will obviously be way better today than it normally is. So I just kidding. Just kidding. I'll give myself that. So, okay. Well, cool, man. Well, hey, thanks, man. Chris, super great. Super great. And I'll just tell you to anyone who might be listening on our podcast now we are on Spotify, we're on iTunes, we're on all the podcast stuff, we're on YouTube, we're everywhere. Also, guys, don't forget, every day we send a daily email out to you. On that daily email, there's the replay from yesterday. If you just want to click it, if you missed yesterday by chance, let you know it's coming Monday or tomorrow for Breakfast Club. And also, there's news. So there's just little news segments on the email. And even on loanofficerbreakfastclub.com in the nav bar at the top, there's in the news. And these are just short, just snippets of what's going on in the mortgage and real estate news, just to keep you abreast, gives you little pointers on how maybe you can make use of it. And then you can click to the full stories where the news was taken from if you want to go deeper with the news story. So that's loanofficerbreakfastclub.com. Just in the top header, there's replays, and in the news up there if you haven't noticed, or if you didn't know about that. So for those who are listening, I would encourage you, if you haven't joined us on the live call, go to loanofficerbreakfastclub.com and join us here on the live call, because it's a lot more fun, right, guys? When you say it's a lot more fun. Yeah, cool. All right. So good enough, man.
Are we sending an email to loanofficerbrand.com to get that prompt? Is that
Just
the
go to the
email?
website and opt
Okay,
in. You'll
thank
notice
you.
I ask you for your name, your phone number, and your email, and then I send you the prompt. So there you go.
Exactly
Happy
like what we're gonna.
Friday,
Yeah.
everybody. And Frank, by the way, those emails that you've been sending on the Loan Officer Breakfast Club, I read every single one of them. They are so good. Like,
They're really great. They let
yeah,
everybody know what's going on. This is what's tomorrow. This is what was yesterday. Here's what's happening at MMA. You know, if there's podcasts, most recent podcasts that came out, kind of encapsulates everything that's going on, quick snapshot, and then some news stories, you know, in the news. So good stuff. Yeah, good stuff. All right, man. Let's
awesome.
get out of here. What do
Happy
you guys
Friday.
think? You guys
Happy
good?
Mother's Day.
All right. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. All right. Thanks so much, guys. We'll talk to you here on Monday. Adios, my friends. Have a great one. See ya. Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend, everybody, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms here.